The human ship glided silently through the vast darkness of space, its sleek metal body catching the faint light of distant stars. Captain Ryan Hale stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the strange green-blue planet slowly growing larger on the viewscreen. This was Zyphora, a world of legend. Every explorer in the galaxy had heard the stories of its treasures, gems that glowed like captured starlight, artifacts from a civilization far older than anyone could imagine, and technology that could leap centuries ahead. Many had tried to reach it, few had returned, and none had yet claimed the treasure everyone sought. Ryan's crew moved quietly around him. Lieutenant Mara, the ship's second-in-command, adjusted a panel near the navigation system, checking the landing coordinates one last time. "We're entering the upper atmosphere," she said. "Wind patterns are unusual, but the shields are holding. Gravity is slightly stronger than Earth's, but nothing we can't handle." Ryan nodded. "Good. Everyone stay sharp. Zyphora isn't a friendly place, and we're not the only ones after it. Remember, it's not just about what we can take, but how we survive." Outside, the planet's surface shimmered with strange, iridescent light. Mountains floated in the air like massive islands, while rivers of glowing liquid cut through forests of bioluminescent trees. The humans had expected beauty, but nothing like this. Even seasoned explorers were struck silent. As the ship descended, Ryan could see other vessels already on the surface. Ships of different shapes, sizes, and technologies had landed before them. Aliens from across the galaxy scurried across the glowing forests, their eyes alight with greed and excitement. They moved like ants toward the treasures they believed awaited them. Ryan kept his gaze steady. "We're not here to fight," he said to his crew. "We're here to observe, learn, and survive. The treasures can wait until we understand this place." The landing was rough but safe. The humans stepped out onto the soft, luminous grass of Zyphora. The air smelled sweet and sharp at the same time, filled with a faint electric hum. Ryan felt the weight of the planet immediately. Each step required effort, but the crew pressed on, eager to explore without losing caution. Nearby, other explorers shouted and pointed at sparkling formations among the trees. Crystals glimmered in hues no human had names for. Ryan's eyes swept across the scene, noting rival alien factions. Some were armed with weapons of strange design, others carried scanning devices that glowed ominously. Each group was trying to claim a spot, hoping to find the ultimate treasure first. Ryan motioned for his crew to form a tight group. "We need to move carefully," he whispered. "Don't let them see us as easy prey. This is not just a treasure hunt, it's a test." As they moved through the forest, Ryan noticed movement near a cluster of trees that glowed with faint golden light. A figure stepped into the open. It was unlike any alien he had seen before. She was tall, lithe, almost fragile-looking, with pale, translucent skin that shimmered under Zyphora's light. Her eyes glowed softly, filled with intelligence and calm, scanning the humans as though she could see into their very thoughts. The crew whispered among themselves, astonished. "Who is she?" one of them asked. Ryan didn't answer immediately. He felt a strange pull, a quiet force in her gaze that seemed to make time itself slow. Most of the aliens on the planet were loud, aggressive, or visibly eager to fight for treasure. This girl, she was calm, observant. She carried no weapon yet gave the impression that she could defend herself in ways humans could not understand. They continued toward a narrow canyon, where the ground glowed with flowing veins of crystal-like material. The other explorers moved recklessly, rushing to touch the glowing veins, thinking the treasure was simply wealth. Ryan's instincts told him otherwise. He instructed his crew to avoid touching the veins, to take notes and watch instead. As they walked, the young alien girl appeared again. She was standing atop a glowing ridge, watching them silently. Ryan stepped forward, raising a hand in a gesture of peace. "We mean no harm," he said. "We just want to understand this world." The girl's lips moved, but no sound came out. Instead, a small device around her neck emitted a soft hum, translating her words into the human language. "Most come for wealth," the device said. "Few see the world itself. You are different." Ryan felt a flicker of pride. "We are here to learn, yes, but we also want to survive. Not everything here is as it seems." The girl tilted her head, her glowing eyes steady on him. There was intelligence, curiosity, and something Ryan could not name. She turned and disappeared between the glowing trees as silently as she had appeared. The humans reached a wide clearing where the air seemed thicker, charged with energy. Here, the other explorers had gathered, chattering about the treasures they expected to find. Crystals pulsed rhythmically, as if alive, and strange structures rose from the ground like towers made of liquid light. Everyone was mesmerized, but Ryan's attention was drawn elsewhere. "Keep your guard up," he instructed. "These other explorers won't think twice about attacking if they feel threatened or desperate." Suddenly, a group of alien explorers rushed toward a crystalline tower. They carried strange tools designed to extract the glowing material. A misstep caused one of the towers to crack, sending a sharp beam of light shooting into the sky. The beam struck one of the rival explorers, who collapsed. Panic erupted. Ryan acted quickly. He ran toward the injured alien, ignoring protests from his crew. They shouted warnings, but Ryan knelt beside the fallen explorer, assessing injuries. Using basic medical skills, he stabilized the alien, applying bandages and shielding him from further danger. Other humans helped cautiously, keeping watch for threats. When the rival recovered slightly, Ryan stepped back. "We're not here to fight," he said firmly. "Help can come from many places, not just force." The alien nodded weakly, surprise evident in his expression. Even among the other explorers, who were mostly focused on treasure, some eyes flicked toward Ryan with curiosity. He felt a strange sense of respect from them, fleeting but real. That evening, the crew set up a small camp. Fires were unnecessary. The bioluminescent plants provided enough light to move safely. Ryan stood alone for a moment, staring up at the floating mountains. The planet was alive in ways humans had never imagined. Its beauty was breathtaking, yet dangerous. From the edge of the camp, he noticed movement. The alien girl was there again, watching silently. She didn't approach, but her presence was comforting in an odd way. Ryan wondered if she understood something about the humans that even he didn't yet understand. "Captain," Mara said quietly, "she's been watching us all day. Not just you, everyone, but you especially." "Do you think she means harm?" Ryan shook his head. "No, not harm, but interest, curiosity. I can't explain it, but she's paying attention to what we do, how we act, not what we take. That's unusual here." They didn't know it yet, but Zyphora had a way of testing all who set foot on its surface. The planet measured not strength or greed, but heart, courage, and character. Ryan's choices today had already begun to set him apart. Night fell, and the glowing forests turned even more luminous. Strange creatures, small and delicate, moved among the trees, their lights pulsing softly. The humans felt watched, but in a way that was more curious than threatening. Ryan lay awake in his temporary shelter, thinking about the girl. He wondered why she had singled him out with her gaze, why she seemed to notice things no one else did. A soft hum filled the air, like a gentle vibration under the skin. It was coming from the crystalline formations nearby, interacting with the planet itself. The humans could sense it but not understand it. Ryan could feel a strange connection forming, not just with the planet but with the girl. Something about her presence suggested that the treasure of Zyphora was not gold, not gems, not artifacts. It was something deeper, something alive and conscious, and she was a guide in her own quiet way. As the first part of the human expedition on Zyphora ended, Ryan felt a mixture of awe, caution, and anticipation. The planet was more alive than anyone could imagine. The treasures were not what they seemed, and the alien girl's attention marked a turning point no one else would understand. Everyone else expected glittering objects, dazzling artifacts, and unimaginable wealth. But the human who walked calmly, helped the injured and observed rather than seized, had already begun to stand apart. And somewhere in the glowing forest, the alien girl smiled faintly, her eyes reflecting light like liquid stars, as if to say that the true story was just beginning, and she had already made her choice. The next morning, Zyphora seemed even more alive than the day before. Soft, glowing mist floated across the forests, and strange, gentle hums echoed from the crystalline mountains. The humans awoke early, ready to continue their exploration, but Ryan could sense that the planet had a rhythm of its own, a rhythm that demanded careful observation and patience. Other explorers moved with urgency, some arguing over maps and coordinates, others trying to claim glowing crystal veins. Their focus was entirely on wealth, as if the planet itself were a resource to be conquered. Ryan gathered his crew in a small clearing and spoke quietly. Observe before acting. The planet has a way of testing us. Remember, the goal is not just to collect treasure but to survive and understand. Stay together, stay alert, and help each other. Mara nodded. I've noticed something strange. The alien girl we saw yesterday, Sari, she's been following us at a distance. She doesn't interfere, but she watches, almost like she's studying us. Ryan's gaze swept the forest. He felt her presence even before he saw her. Sari's glowing eyes peeked from behind a crystal bush, her figure blending seamlessly with the shimmering light around her. She's not like the others, Ryan said softly. She watches actions, not weapons. That matters here. The humans moved cautiously deeper into the forest. They discovered structures rising from the ground, delicate towers that seemed almost alive. Crystals twisted around each other, forming patterns that pulsed softly, as if breathing. Other explorers rushed toward these towers, trying to pry crystals loose, often causing dangerous sparks that made the ground tremble. Ryan kept his crew back, studying the structures. Don't touch anything yet, he warned. Let's see what these towers do on their own. Suddenly, a tremor ran through the forest. One of the rival alien factions had triggered a crystal surge by pulling too hard at a glowing tower. Energy arcs leapt through the air, sending beams of light that scorched the ground. Aliens screamed and scrambled for cover. The humans instinctively ducked behind a natural formation of crystal, avoiding harm. Ryan's mind raced. Check on the others. Make sure no one is hurt. Mara and two other crew members dashed to a small group of trapped explorers, helping them escape the arc of energy. Ryan noticed that Sari had moved closer during the chaos, observing quietly but with intense focus. Her gaze lingered on him as he helped guide the injured humans to safety. When the tremor subsided, the forest was eerily silent except for the soft hum of the crystals. Rival explorers muttered angrily, their greed frustrated by the planet's unpredictable energy. Ryan looked at his crew. This place doesn't reward recklessness. It rewards thought, courage, and careful action. That's something they don't understand yet. They continued through the forest until they reached a wide valley where a river of liquid light ran through the ground. It glowed with a color that shifted constantly, like a living rainbow. Bridges made of semi-solid crystal arched across the river, and strange plant-like creatures floated in the air, their tendrils pulsing gently. The humans moved carefully, studying the environment, noting patterns and dangers. Suddenly, a shrill cry echoed from the far side of the river. Ryan and his team rushed toward the sound and found a small group of explorers trapped on a crumbling bridge. The bridge trembled under their weight, glowing cracks spreading across its surface. Without hesitation, Ryan climbed onto the bridge. "Hold still," he shouted, steadying the structure with his strength. His crew helped anchor ropes to nearby trees. With careful coordination, they guided the trapped explorers back to safety. One alien, a small, reptilian being, stared at Ryan in disbelief. Why would you risk yourself for us?" it asked, its voice trembling. Ryan looked at him calmly. Because life is more important than treasure. Today, helping each other is the only thing that matters. The planet will show its true rewards to those who act with heart, not greed. Sari appeared again, stepping lightly onto a crystal ridge overlooking the scene. Her glowing eyes seemed to radiate approval. She did not speak, but the soft hum of her translation device suggested words unspoken. This one is different. He acts for others, not himself. The humans camped near the river that night discussing what they had learned. I think I understand now, Mara said quietly. The planet isn't just a test of strength, it's a test of character. Those who are greedy or reckless will fail. Those who act with courage, intelligence, and care might find something more. Ryan nodded, staring into the flowing river. It's more than treasure. The planet recognizes those who understand it, who respect it, and who make choices that show their true nature. That's what the real reward is. As darkness fell, strange lights danced above them. Small creatures with translucent wings glowed like floating lanterns, weaving patterns across the sky. Ryan noticed Sari again, standing on a distant ridge, watching the humans without fear. She seemed to shimmer more brightly than the creatures around her, as if the planet itself acknowledged her presence. The next day, the humans reached a vast open plain where the crystal spire rose in the center. The spire was immense, towering higher than any mountain they had ever seen. Its surface was smooth and reflective, yet it glowed with an inner light. All the explorers gathered around it, whispers of anticipation filling the air. Finally, one alien said, the treasure awaits. Other voices agreed, confident that the spire contained the ultimate prize, but Ryan felt differently. The spire isn't just treasure, he said to Mara. It's a test, and the way we approach it matters more than what we think is inside. Sari appeared again, walking gracefully toward the spire. The other explorers barely noticed her, too focused on their plans, but Ryan's attention was fixed on her. He could sense that she was about to play a role that no one expected. The trial of the spire began. Aliens and humans were required to demonstrate qualities the planet valued: intelligence, courage, problem-solving, and empathy. Other explorers rushed recklessly, triggering traps and nearly falling into pits of energy. Many failed immediately, their greed clouding judgment. Ryan guided his crew carefully, analyzing each challenge before acting. When one path collapsed under pressure, he found an alternative, saving his team from harm. When another group panicked near a pool of glowing liquid, Ryan offered a steady hand and calm instructions. Slowly, the humans advanced through the spire's trials, step by step, while other explorers fell behind, frustrated and angry. Sari followed silently, never interfering but always watching. When Ryan helped a rival alien untangle a dangerous web of energy threads, he noticed her gaze linger. It was not approval alone. It was understanding, a recognition of qualities that others ignored. As the humans reached the final chamber, a vast platform rose from the center of the spire. All the explorers had gathered, expecting treasure, gold, gems, or ancient technology. Murmurs of anticipation swept through the crowd. But when the light cleared, there was no treasure in sight, just the glowing platform humming with energy as if alive. Confusion spread among the explorers. "Where is it?" one demanded. "The treasure." "It should be here." Others argued and pointed at one another, convinced the prize had been hidden or taken. Sari stepped forward. She walked directly to Ryan, ignoring the murmuring crowd. Her eyes glowed brighter and her voice, translated by her device, rang clear. "I choose him." The crowd gasped. Aliens stared in disbelief. No one had expected this. They had come for wealth, for power, for the ultimate prize. Yet the alien girl had chosen a human, not for what he had taken, but for what he had done. She had chosen him because of courage, kindness, and wisdom. Ryan's heart raced. He had faced danger, helped others, and acted with care, but he had never imagined that such qualities would mark him for recognition. The other explorers were stunned, anger and envy flashing in their eyes. "Why him?" one shouted. "We've risked our lives." "We deserve the treasure." Ceri's gaze did not waver. "The planet sees more than gold," she said. "It sees the heart. It sees actions, choices, and courage. This one has what the true treasure demands." Ryan stepped forward, uncertain what to say. His mind raced, but he found words that came from instinct rather than thought. I am honored," he said, "but I didn't do it for recognition. I did it because it was the right thing to do." A soft hum filled the chamber as the platform glowed brighter. The energy seemed to respond to Ryan's words, acknowledging the truth in his actions. The other explorers stepped back, realizing that their greed and recklessness had blinded them to what truly mattered. Ceri extended her hand toward Ryan. The gesture was simple, yet it carried meaning that went beyond language. She had not just chosen him. She had recognized in him the qualities that could bridge worlds, connect species, and inspire respect across the galaxy. As Part 2 drew to a close, Ryan understood that Zyphora's treasure was not gold, not jewels, and not ancient technology. The real treasure was recognition, trust, and the understanding that choices, courageous and compassionate choices, carried value far beyond material wealth. Ceri's decision marked a turning point, not just for Ryan, but for the humans as a species, showing that humanity had qualities worthy of admiration and respect in a galaxy filled with greed and ambition. The final moments of the day saw Ryan standing beside Ceri, looking at the glowing platform. The other explorers murmured, confused and frustrated, while the humans felt a quiet pride. They had survived, they had acted with courage, and they had earned recognition that no treasure could match. And somewhere deep in the glowing forests of Zyphora, the planet itself seemed to hum in approval, acknowledging that the human standing beside the alien girl had passed the test in a way no one else could. The story was far from over, but the stage had been set, and the galaxy would soon see that the greatest treasures were not objects, but the choices, courage, and hearts of those who dared to act with honor. The next day dawned with a quiet brilliance over Zyphora. The glowing forests reflected soft waves of light, and the air carried a gentle hum, almost as if the planet itself were alive and aware of the events unfolding. Captain Ryan Hale stood beside Ceri at the edge of the crystal spire chamber, feeling the weight of the recognition she had given him the day before. The other explorers had dispersed, grumbling and disappointed, their greed thwarted by their inability to understand the planet's true tests. Ryan looked at Ceri. She did not speak immediately, but her glowing eyes conveyed more than words could. The humans had learned something the other explorers had not. Zyphora valued courage, empathy, and intelligence above all else. Ceri's choice was more than a personal decision. It was a message, a declaration that Ryan represented qualities the planet respected. "We need to understand what this all means," Ryan said quietly, addressing his crew. Mara, standing nearby, nodded. "I agree. It's clear Zyphora isn't just about treasures. It's a test of character." Ceri stepped closer, her glow softening. "You understand," her device translated. "Many come for riches, but only a few are ready to see the truth. You have shown courage, wisdom, and heart. These are the real treasures." Ryan absorbed her words, feeling a mixture of pride and humility. "Then the treasure isn't material?" he asked. "It's respect, understanding, connection." The alien girl's eyes seemed to smile. "Yes. The planet rewards those who act with care, who make choices that show their true nature. That is why I chose you." As the humans moved closer to the glowing platform, a soft energy spread from it, reaching out in waves. Ryan felt a warmth in his chest, a connection that went beyond the physical. The platform seemed to respond to his presence, recognizing the actions he had taken to help others, the patience he had shown, and the courage he had displayed. Other explorers watched from a distance, unable to comprehend what was happening. Some whispered among themselves, while others simply stared, frustrated and angry. They had come expecting treasure, and instead they witnessed something intangible but far more profound. "Ryan," Mara said, her voice soft, "the others may never understand, but we do. This is about more than wealth or power. It's about what we do, how we act, and the choices we make when no one else is watching." Ryan nodded. "And Sari, she's showing us that even in a galaxy filled with greed, there is recognition for those who act with honor." Suddenly, the platform began to rise slowly, carrying Ryan and Sari upward. The humans stepped back, unsure what to do, but the platform seemed stable and safe. Light pulsed beneath their feet, and Ryan felt a tingling sensation, as if the planet itself were sharing knowledge through energy. Sari's hand brushed his lightly, not in a romantic gesture, but in a way that symbolized trust, respect, and understanding. The other explorers shouted warnings, claiming it was a trap, but the humans ignored them. Ryan focused on the sensation beneath his feet, feeling clarity and purpose like never before. He realized Zyphora's trials had been designed not to reward greed, but to reveal who truly deserved to carry knowledge and influence across the galaxy. The platform reached the top of the spire, revealing a chamber unlike anything Ryan had seen. The walls were made of transparent crystal, and within it floated objects that seemed alive. Glowing symbols moved like currents of light, and holographic images of distant worlds flickered in midair. It was Zyphora's Hall of Knowledge, a repository of wisdom, technology, and culture from civilizations that had long vanished. "This," Ryan whispered, "is what the planet considers its greatest treasure." Sari nodded. "It is not gold, not gems, not weapons. It is understanding. Knowledge, the ability to connect and share with others. The planet chooses who may access it, and you have been chosen." Ryan glanced down at his crew, their faces a mixture of awe and disbelief. "We have a responsibility," he said. "This knowledge isn't ours to keep for ourselves. We must use it wisely, share it, and respect the civilizations it represents." Sari's eyes glowed brighter, and her device translated her words. "Your people have potential, Ryan. The courage you showed, the help you offered others, these are qualities rare among all species. You have proven that humanity can be trusted with understanding, not just conquest." As Ryan and Sari explored the Hall of Knowledge, images and information flowed into their minds. Advanced energy systems, histories of planets and species long extinct, strategies of diplomacy and cooperation, everything was available, waiting for those deemed worthy. Ryan realized the weight of responsibility, but also the incredible opportunity. Humanity could now learn and grow in ways it never had before. Meanwhile, below in the spire chamber, other explorers fumed. They had risked life and limb, expecting material rewards, and now watched a human receive the planet's greatest honor. Some left in anger, vowing never to return. Others lingered, confused, slowly realizing that their approach had been flawed. Greed had blinded them to what truly mattered. Ryan spent hours exploring with Sari, understanding not only the knowledge but also the wisdom behind it. She showed him the ways Zyphora had judged him. Each trial, each challenge, each moment where he had acted with courage or compassion had been noted by the planet itself. The spire, the platform, the glowing energy, it had all been a reflection of his choices. "You see now," Sari said, "that treasures are not what they appear. Those who act only for wealth leave empty-handed, while those who act for good, even without thought of reward, gain what truly lasts." Ryan nodded slowly. "I understand, and it changes everything. Not just for me, but for humanity. We have a chance to learn, to connect, and to show the galaxy that humans are more than what others assume." Hours passed, and the sunlight glow of Zyphora shifted toward twilight. Ryan and Sari finally stepped back onto solid ground, the platform lowering them gently. The other humans followed, silent, absorbing the lessons of the day. The rival explorers had largely departed, leaving the humans and the Lyrians alone in the forest clearing. Sari stood beside Ryan. "You were chosen not for what you took, but for what you gave," her voice translated. "That is the greatest lesson Zyphora offers. Remember it, carry it with you, and it will guide your people as well." Ryan looked at her, gratitude and respect in his eyes. "I will, and I will do my best to ensure that humanity earns the trust and recognition you have given me, not just for myself, but for all who follow." The glow of Zyphora deepened as night fell. Stars reflected in the rivers, forests shimmered, and distant floating mountains cast soft, dancing lights. Ryan felt a sense of completion, but also anticipation. The planet had given him insight, wisdom, and responsibility. Now, the challenge was to take it back to a galaxy that often valued greed over honor. As they prepared to return to their temporary camp, Sari moved closer. Her gesture was simple, yet significant. She had acknowledged Ryan as someone capable of bridging worlds, someone who could inspire others not through force, but through courage, wisdom, and compassion. It was a silent promise, a connection that transcended language or species. The humans settled in for the night, but Ryan remained awake for a while, gazing at Zyphora's glowing canopy. He thought about the other explorers, about the choices that had set him apart, and about Sari's decision. The realization hit him fully. The greatest treasures were not found in crystals or artifacts, but in actions, in character, and in the courage to do what is right even when it is difficult. When morning came, the humans prepared to leave Zyphora, carrying with them not just stories of a beautiful and dangerous planet, but also a message that would resonate across the galaxy. Ryan looked at Sari one last time. She stood on the ridge, glowing softly in the dawn light. Her gaze met his, and for a moment the planet seemed to acknowledge him, the energy around them resonating in quiet approval. "Goodbye, for now," Ryan said, his voice steady. "I will honor what I have learned." Sari's device translated her final words. "You have done more than survive. You have understood. That is the true treasure." The humans boarded their ship, engines humming to life. Zyphora shrank in the viewscreen, glowing faintly against the darkness of space. Ryan felt a sense of responsibility heavier than any physical load he had carried. The knowledge and wisdom of Zyphora were now in human hands, and it was up to him and his crew to use it with care. As the ship climbed through the atmosphere, Ryan reflected on everything that had happened. Rival explorers had sought wealth and failed. Others had underestimated humans. And one alien girl, observing quietly and choosing wisely, had revealed the truth. The most valuable treasure was not in what you possess, but in what you do and how you act when the world is watching, or when it is not. Ryan glanced at Mara, who smiled knowingly. "We have work to do," he said, a sense of determination filling him. "But we've proven something important. Humanity can be trusted. We can be more than the galaxy expects." The stars stretched out before them and Zyphora faded into the distance, but its lessons would not fade. Ryan knew that this journey had changed him forever. He had been chosen not for bravery alone, not for cleverness alone, but for the courage to act rightly, the wisdom to see beyond greed, and the heart to help others when it mattered most. And somewhere across the glowing forests of Zyphora, Sari watched their departure. She had chosen well. The galaxy, she knew, would soon witness that humans were capable of greatness in ways many had never imagined. Ryan took a deep breath as the ship entered open space. Zyphora's glow lingered in his mind, a reminder of what truly mattered. The treasures of the galaxy were not only objects, but choices, courage, and actions that reflected who one really was. And for Ryan and humanity, the future was now brighter than ever. The story of Zyphora, the crystal spire, and the alien girl who chose a human would spread across the stars. Legends would speak not of gold, not of gems, but of the human who acted with heart and courage, earning the trust of a planet and the respect of a galaxy. Ryan smiled quietly, knowing that his journey was only beginning.